Hello, you lovely people. Niho here from Niho Models and Art. And in this video, like I said before, we're talking about glue, cement, whatever you want to call it, something to keep your models together. When you did like I suggested in one of my first videos and get one of the Revell starter kits, this is most likely the glue you will be using for your first model. It's the Revell standard glue, comes in this bottle with a little needle so you can very precisely put the glue on the model. Just a little disclaimer, I don't dislike this glue, but I really rarely use it. First reason, it's considerably thick and it takes a long time to dry. So if you want to build a model quick with this kind of glue, it can get very messy and you don't want that, because once you get glue on certain parts of the model and you're touching it later, or it even stays there, it will leave behind a fingerprint, or it will catch on some dirt, some dust, whatever. So, when would I use Revell glue? If you're gluing together really big parts, like the fuselage on an airplane or two airplane wings, this glue is very useful because, like I said, it takes some time to dry. And most of the times you will have to clamp the parts together anyway. So it doesn't matter if it takes a bit longer. And because it takes longer to dry, you have more than enough time to put glue on big pieces, put them together, and then clamp them. With other glues that I will present next, it can happen that during the time or by the time you put the glue on every part of the piece, the glue you put on first will be long gone. So there is Revell glue, that's what it's good for. So definitely don't throw these ones away. When you get one, keep them, you might need them. Next is the glue I use for almost everything, or I use for not 99, but maybe 95% of the time. This is the Tamiya Extra Thin Cement. Absolute standard. If you've seen videos about scale model building, you will have seen this glue with the, let's say, green cap. What is special about this glue, or what are its main advantages? First things first, you see it's very thin, almost like a watery consistency. That means when you apply this glue, it gets into all the fine crevices and recesses and really sometimes pulls the parts together. That means if you have like a part that's loose or not fitting very well, sometimes you just apply the glue and it sucks the two parts together. One disadvantage is, like I said, it dries very quickly. So the best thing is you've already dry fitted the part that you want to glue together, and then you apply this glue. You can see, if you unscrew it, it's got a very fine tip to apply the glue to the model. Always make sure to close your glue. So that's like the most important cement. Important on this part, that's plastic cement. So all these plastic cements are not like super glue. They are only going to work on the plastic for your models. So you can't glue like wood or cloth together with it. Keep that in mind when you're adding like accessories or extras to your models. Then you will need super glue. So next one, Tamiya again. Tamiya Extra Thin Cement Quick Setting. Like the name suggests, this one dries even quicker and is especially useful for little parts that are very fragile, very brittle, and you want to lock them in place fast. This can be for some antennas, for like the sticks, the control sticks in a airplane or something like that. So the consistency is almost the same like the regular Tamiya cement, but this one is quick setting. So sometimes after like 10 to 15 seconds, the part is melted together with your model. So keep that in mind. If you're working with this one, be sure that the piece is in the correct place, because these cements don't glue these parts just together. They like fuse them together. They melt the cement, and when the glue is dried, it becomes almost as stable as a single piece. So keep that in mind, because when you make a mistake, it's very hard, or if you let the model dry overnight, it's almost impossible to correct this mistake. Next glue, again Tamiya, and this is the last one. That's the Tamiya cement. That is a bit more similar to the one from Revell. It's still a lot thinner, but if you unscrew it, if you unscrew it, you see that's thick. That's some thick glue. So this one is also good for gluing together big parts like panels. And last but not least, I know it's not typical for plastic models, but get yourself some regular superglue. This can be very useful if you want to fix parts on your models that are not plastic. Sometimes you want to fix some self-made camo nets. Or for example, when I fix antennas to like tanks, I usually don't go for the method of making an antenna myself, because that's what some instructions suggest, by just melting a piece of sprue and pulling on it to create a very thin antenna. This rarely works, or at least I haven't figured it out. So I just use some very thin metal wire, cut it, get it into shape, and with just a tiny drop of super glue, I put it in place, then prime it, and it stays flexible and it doesn't break like a very thin plastic antenna would do. So this was the glue. If I would have to decide, these are now 5 different glues. If I would just tell you to get 2, then get the standard Tamiya extra thin cement and get some super glue. These other 3 are useful, but really essential is the Tamiya one and something to glue non-plastic parts to your models. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.